This is Paul. Yeah, I was reading this law dictionary. That was called stonewalling. It's a slang expression meaning that one should hold a position or tell a certain story steadfastly and continuously, even if he knows the position to be false or the story to be untrue. Then they have what's called stress, a condition evoked by many different stimuli, which may result in physical, emotional, or mental disturbance. Yes. And then they have what are called stock dividends, a fund set aside by a stock corporation composed of profits that will be apportioned to its various stockholders, usually in the form of additional shares of stock. Yeah. But then they have what's called a stock split, the issuing of additional stock by splitting the value of the presently issued stock. Thus, if a company has 1 million shares outstanding, valued at $100 per share, it may split the 1 million shares to 2 million, each share then being worth or being valued at $50. Yeah. I'm getting the feeling that law enforcement is stonewalling. Now, I've heard that there are those that said that the remedy for my problems was that I should motion the Superior Court. When I have provided the necessary documentation to prove that the court issued a protection order without enforcing my right to due process. Now, just so the court knows, okay? This is how I stonewall! I make judges, police officers, and sheriffs do what the law says. Now, when the law requires proper and timely notice before there can be a court hearing, and the court is the ones that decided they were not going to do what the law requires, the court committed a crime. Now, you might not understand the stonewalling concept of those that are in the sheriff's department. I have sent emails to those that are in law enforcement. I've sent emails to those that are elected and appointed oaths of office. I've sent emails to attorneys, judges, justices, and commissioners. I've sent emails to what I would think is every person that has the legal or professional liability for the enforcement of the law. Now, Clallam County has been stonewalling. They've been telling the same story every day for years because they know they've committed a crime. Now, let's say that Clallam County decided that they were going to bet on whether or not I was going to get my rights enforced. And I put everything that I do on Facebook or YouTube, and I make sure they all know. Now, when I go through every casino, every racetrack, if or when, because I know I will find all the illegal gamblers that have bet for or against me getting my sons, getting my rights, and getting my assets, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sue every oath of office in this nation for allowing people to bet on whether or not the laws of the United States are going to be enforced. Now, when you stonewall, okay, even you know it's untrue. You know you did not give me notice and opportunity to be heard before you issued the protection order in 2011. And every cop and every sheriff and every judge and every justice and every person elected to office is stonewalling. Now, I'm going to need to know the dividends and all of those that have received any dividends from any stock investment for the last 40 years. Did they get that in a check? Or do they get their dividends direct deposited? I'm going to need to know every stock split of every corporation for the last 40 years. Then I'm going to want a supercomputer to go through and find out exactly how much stock you have. Because if I find a corporation decide to split into themselves a certain number of additional shares that they did not legally have the right to have, I'll sue every corporation in this nation for everything they're worth. Now, when you stonewall because you don't enforce the laws of the United States and you allow for the illegal gambling on whether or not the laws of this nation are going to be enforced, I just wanted to make sure you understand. You're legally liable for the illegal gambling about whether or not the laws of the United States will be enforced. So give me all those dividends. If they were check or were they direct deposited, okay? And give me every stock split of every corporation everywhere in the world. You helped yourself some additional shares that you did not have the legal right to have. Stock splits can be confusing. A lot of investors don't understand them. But I just want to make sure that corporate America understands that I will rip the guts out of every corporation